Heyo, Korean Cricket here, doing weekly in-depth Gwent guides chosen by you, the community. And last week's deck voting was pretty straightforward because the majority of you wanted to see a different take on reveal, and this is why this week we're going to look at a real deck featuring Cahir. We look at the card and deck list, the Mulligan guide, a general gameplay plan, how to play against each matchup, and at some example gameplay. Leave a comment below with your suggestion for next week, and if you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. Let's go. The core of the deck features the standard reveal package. We have Imperial Golems, which jump out of the deck when we reveal cards from our enemy, and Darlin Soldiers, which are played from hand when we reveal them, therefore providing 4 free points while drawing us a new card. Mangonels deal 2 damage to a random enemy every time we reveal a card, and Fire Scorpion deals 5 damage to an enemy. If we reveal it, we can use the ability without the need of deploying it, enabling us to use the ability twice. Alchemists let us reveal 2 cards, which we can freely choose from our or the enemy's cards, therefore triggering all our synergies. Vanandel Elite switches the power with a revealed unit, often creating a big point spike, especially in the last round when you switch its power with the one of an enemy unit and the enemy is not able to mulligan it away anymore. Cards like Olaf, Double Thunder Protectors, Neckers, and so on are excellent targets. Another way to play Vanandel Elite is to reveal our own Cantarella and then switch power with her, resulting in a 13-point Vanandel Elite, but most importantly in a 1-point Spy, which can get us on the right color of the coin or push the enemy out of the round. Now let's look at one of our key cards, which is Henry Varatre. Henry lets us conceal as many cards as we like, enabling us to reveal them again. Besides, he buffs every friendly concealed card by 2 while dealing 2 damage to every enemy concealed card, and since we typically have a lot of cards revealed, this will hit for quite some value. Vargrave enables us to play a machine from our deck, which are Fire Scorpions or Mangonels, but typically we use him to access Mangonels. Asire is my favorite Nilfgaard card, shuffling 2 cards back to the owner's deck, and we can freely choose between our or the enemy's graveyard. Depending on the matchup, we want to shuffle back Resurrection targets, Ghoul targets, Laser targets, you get the idea. If there's nothing to shuffle back to disturb the enemy, we can always shuffle back 2 Imperial Golems so we get 6 extra points on the board. Yennefer Enchantress lets us replay the last spell played, which is why we included the Last Wish and Scorch. We may want to replay the one or the other. Scorch is typically used in matches where the enemy gets big units or you can expect a Serenova, while Last Wish is useful when the enemy plays a more control-ish deck or low units. Pruvatier, we can reveal 4 cards in 1 turn because it reveals 1 card of the enemy for every card we reveal in our hand up to 2. Revealing 2 Fire Scorpions with Mangonels on the board will create an insane point spike with this card. Stefan Skellen is significantly improving the consistency of the deck, since he's able to get us Henry, Cahir, Vatier, Yen, Asire, or whatever we need against each matchup. By using Skellen and then revealing a Darlin Soldier from your hand lets you even draw the card in the same turn. Our leader's ability is pretty straightforward, since he allows us to reveal 4 cards and we are free to choose in which combination. Typically, we start off with revealing 3 cards of our enemy to get Imperial Golems out of the deck, and 1 card in our hand, like Darlin Soldier. But more of that in the gameplay section. Last but not least, there is Cahir, able to resurrect our leader and revealing 4 cards again. Typically, people don't really play Cahir in the deck, but after playing with him a lot, I really grew fond of him, especially in combination with Henry. Often, you don't have access to Alchemists or you need to use Alchemists on your own cards, therefore you're not able to reveal that many cards of your enemy. Henry onto a fully revealed hand is quite good as well, often fully denying a card's value by hitting cards like Swordmaster or Hattori. Also, don't underestimate the power of information. Enemies playing with a fully revealed hand have a significant disadvantage because you can play all around of all the traps and often force them to play suboptimally because they can't suddenly set up their plays. So having too much reveal is not a bad thing, and better to have the option to mulligan away an Alchemist than not having reveal options on hand. About the mulligan. Cards we want to keep are 2 Fire Scorpions, Darlin Soldiers for the extra points and thinning, an Alchemist, Vigraph, Cantarella, Vanandel Elite, and our goals. Cards we want to get rid of are Imperial Golems so they can jump from the deck, and that's basically it. I mean, in the mulligan, you need to evaluate if you have enough cards to reveal. For example, if you have Vatier in hand, you don't need 3 Alchemists in your hand. If there are no Fire Scorpions in your hand, then better get rid of cards like Asire Alchemists and look for them. So instead of following a strict "this card is good or bad" rule, think in mechanics. Do you have enough cards with a reveal mechanic? Do you have enough cards which are triggered by the reveal mechanic? And then decide based on that. Also, don't do a third mulligan if you haven't seen Imperial Golems until then, or you may draw into one of them. Our general gameplay plan looks like this. We nearly always play round 1 to thin our deck of golems and to get Morvan into the graveyard. On blue, we like to start off with Stefan Skellen to put key cards on top. On red, we can directly play Rygrave into Mangonel, so the first Mangonel shot already hits an enemy. If the Mangonel is killed, we try to play another one. Otherwise, we start right off with our reveal push, saving the other Mangonels for round 3. The first reveal card we play is our leader, enabling the Cahir resurrection later. Start by revealing 3 cards from your opponent and 1 Delin Soldier from yours, so you can draw a new card. Always click the enemy's cards before you reveal your Delin Soldier, or your Imperial Golems won't be out of your deck before the Delin Soldier draws you the card. This may potentially lead to drawing an Imperial Golem, and you don't want that to happen. Often this is enough to push an enemy out of the round and get your card up. If not, follow up with an Alchemist revealing 2 Fire Scorpions. If you're sure that the enemy needs to go down 2 cards to catch up, you can safely pass and save your remaining tempo plays for the other rounds. Against some matchup, this is not advisable though, but more of that in the matchup section. Thanks to revealing cards from your enemy, you should have a pretty clear vision what you're up against by now. After the push, you can use Alchemists and Vatier to push hard by revealing Fire Scorpions and more Delin Soldiers. Try to reveal as many cards of your opponent as possible, and then use Henry to deal damage to them while buffing up your own revealed cards. The best time to do this is round 3, because then they can't mulligan away their cards, and after concealing them, you can easily remember which card is still left there. Vanendal Elite is also best used in round 3, except you had the chance of playing it on Cantarella before. Don't try to force the Cantarella combo, and better play Vanendal Elite sooner than later, because enemies tend to play their high point revealed cards early to avoid being hit by Vanendal Elite. Worst case, you end up with a dead one. One quick word about revealing. Since Gwent does not allow you to move cards in your hand, the probability to hit a particular card at a certain position can be calculated. Think of the round 1 mulligan. Typically, you blacklist cards you don't want to have, often bronzes. Therefore, every draw from the mulligan has an increased chance to get you a silver or a gold card. Therefore, it is more likely that silvers and gold are located in the 3 most right cards of the enemy hand, depending on the matchup you want to hit them or not. Against Coyatel Handbuff and Spelletel, you want to focus more on the bronzes than the golds, but also against decks like Armor Redovit where you don't want to reveal the Dijkstra, for example. Thanks to our Swarm member Asaf Alain for writing a detailed comment about this. Let's look at the matchups. Great Swords. Don't pass after the reveal push, or they will out-tempo you in round 2, and then they finish the deal with a big Greatsword Resurrection in round 3. Play round 1 and use Alchemist on the 2 Fire Scorpions to kill a Greatsword and postpone the setup. Push, and after they finish the setup, pass. Now they need to redo the setup in round 2, enabling you to match them point-wise. Scorch together with Yennefer Enchantress will save you from the round 3 Greatsword Resurrection. Veterans. If they play without Morkvark, you can push round 1 heavily, since they may have dead Freyas in hand. If Morkvark is dropped, consider passing after the big push, because winning round 1 doesn't get you card advantage, and in the best case they can't match your tempo, and you can even go 1 card up. Scourge and Yennefer will come handy to burn away the element point bears, so be careful with what you play on your side of the board. Axeman. In a long round you don't stand a chance, so push them big times. Let them put weather on the board and then pass before they can overtake you. They will dry pass round 2 and go for a long round 3, where you can use your Henry and Cahir for another big push. Use Stefan Skellen to look up Yennefer and Scorch and burn away the Axeman at the very end of the round. Dwarfs. Focus on Last Wish instead of Scorch, because they can easily stagger the units with Mercenaries and Scorch won't see much value. Out-tempo them early and pass, especially if they play the Bloom Mountain Commander version, since they need time to ramp up. Squirrel Handbuff. Push them out of round 1 and make them go down some cards. If you're on blue and they immediately pass, then bleed them of some of cards in round 2 before you go into round 3, or the Rhyhide Dragoons will create quite some value for them. Vanandel Elite can destroy the Hattori or Elven Swordmaster by stealing its value, and typically those cards are kept for round 3 anyway, making them excellent targets, while also stealing the value they got from Hawker support. Nilfgaard hand buff. Don't give them round 1, instead push them, trying to get as many cards as possible out of them. Use your Fire Scorpions to enable a double and triple Scourge, and use Yennefer to repeat that game in round 3. Using Vanandel Elite on their hand buff unit is a good play in round 3, but Spotters and Scale Shield will still hit for full value because they take the base value of the unit and not the actual power of the unit. Alchemy. Your Mangonels won't survive, so you can just play without them by mulliganing them away. For a Sire, you can deny them ointment targets, maybe even make it possible to play Mangonels if they can't access the witches in their deck. Death Wish. Use a Sire to deny them Brewers targets and just follow the game plan. Keep a Scourge if they play Nova deck and outtempo them. Moonlight. Their initial plays are very low tempo, and by passing after your big push, you should be able to get card advantage. Use Mangonels and Fire Scorpions to kill off units in Moonlight, and maybe Werewolves line up for a good Scourge. If possible, keep your Alchemists for round 3, because they may run Caretaker and use Alchemist against you, so your Fire Scorpions or Dalen Soldiers won't trigger. Sabbath. I really don't like talking about this deck, but in the case that you encounter it, Alchemist on the 2 Fire Scorpions typically is enough to kill Sabbath right away after they played it, and other options to get rid of it are Scorch, and after the enemy plays Renew, you can just play Yennefer Enchantress and problem solved. And if you don't have those cards in hand, then I'm sure Stefan Skellen lends us a hand in finding them. Okay then, let's head into some example gameplay.
Men of Kedwen! Attack!
My men know the meaning of sacrifice.
It was Hansel. I haven't seen Hansel quite some time, but Hansel is not that bad actually against this because we have a lot of low units. It's good. Henry, we have Cahir, it's nice. We have Cantarella, we have Vanandel Elite, it's top. I would like to have another Fire Scorpion and like some other cards to reveal something. I think we just kind of need to move out early here. Henry doesn't even make too much sense here. We use this for Mathieu. I didn't find the new arena that exciting. What's the new arena? I just like read there's a new arena mode, and Gold Rush was amazing. But you know what? We actually play something not very high now, because if he then plays Hansel into those, then we just squash. Let's get that here. That's why I don't use Yen plus Scorch plus Last Wish. Almost always worse than just Dandelion plus Mandrake.
Attack!
Okay, oh, thank you very much. Thank you so much. There's actually 1 point enough to stay ahead, guys. They basically already used his leader and a gold card. And we are 1 point ahead. That's nice.
Long live the king!
Valid choice is card split into 4 rages. Oh. Oh, it's basically just like the drafting process is different, I guess. Okay. Yeah, we can still play Vigraf here.
Mercy I will not grant you. Never.
There we go.
Long live, etc., etc.
Rage quit? Yeah, he doesn't rage quit. He is like... Oh, that's actually not bad, because if the Mangonel... Maybe he can like focus that down at some point. Because the Mangonel will hit it, right? Anyway.
It is peace you desire.
Anyway, let's...
Prepare for
Do we
war.
want to see the gold cards? He's probably playing armor, right? So let's take 1 gold and like the rest bronzes. There you go. 2 golds actually. Oh, if we Vanandel his Selkirk, then kill Selkirk.
Commissar will hear.
I need to Vanandel Selkirk immediately. This card is really good, I guess, actually against the Mangonel. Oh, please. Oh, there we go. Oh, we could just pass it. I mean, why not? We have like I like this, like the reveal push in the beginning. It always enables us to just get that extra card. There we go. Nice. Triple. It's cool to have another one of those, I guess. I'm not too sure against his deck even, but hey. We played one Scorch so far, so we have to at least store something in there as well. We have Reveal. More Reveal would be even better. That's fine. Let's see. Selkirk versus Golem after Vanguard. I'm thinking like I could just play Cantarella here. And then close the round with Vatier.
I shall be your eyes, my lord.
Now let's take Dale and Soldier, right? I said it before, it's satisfying and feels so dirty at the same time. Yeah, I get it, but like, you can't currently play Selkirk, so, you know.
Hellcatzer!
This is so hard because you basically kill, like, totally destroy, like, a gold card. Like, it's I don't want to be him. By the way, like, we're 4 cards up currently. Okay, this is Thunderbolt. Okay, this can spawn Elsa's Thunder, which is kind of meh. But hey. Let's see if he actually, like, uses Elsa's Thunder. Of course he does. I could have just Scorched, by the way. Like, I was thinking, like, if I should have just used Yennefer to Scorch here. I totally missed that. But I guess I don't care too much.
As you wish.
Let's use Leader here.
Not all battles need end
We
in
wanna
bloodshed.
use a Fire Scorpion and this, and see what else he has. I was just thinking if you actually want to have 2 Fire Scorpions. There we go. We'll probably get an Alchemist from... Yeah, the Scorch is like... I totally missed the Scorch to this. It's kinda meh, but hey. So there's 16 points Scorch now, or if we hit this, then it's still 16 points Scorch. So I think we just Scorch here. Or do we Henry and then just use Vatier? I should have used that one, actually, instead of revealing.
13
I'm not
years
playing
now
Optimal
I've served
again.
in Novigrad.
I'm not playing Optimal today. I don't know why. It's like... I actually need to spend 2 cards here, which is kind of meh. But wait, do we need to spend 2 cards? Yeah, always. Yen time. So the question is... Since he removes it, yeah, now it's definitely Yen time. And then we just use Vatier, right? But it's always 2 cards. So there goes 21. But I need to utilize Vatier. Hey, I'm Troy. Hey, Glad Petek 7791. It's a shame that I need to play Vatier. I don't want to do it. Fire Scorpion is like not enough. This is not enough.
Proceed according.
Don't want to reveal anything. It's enough to play it. And basically, we got 1 extra card out of this, and he has like 1 dead card. He needs to mulligan that away. So. And then we have the 2 Fire Scorpions. We have nothing to reveal, sadly. Oh, that's good. That is good. This is optimal. This is like the perfect ending. Forfeit, there we go. Don't forget to leave your suggestion for next week's deck guide down in the comment below. And over here, you can find more deck guides, and over here, more example gameplay. So I hope you enjoy. and see you over there. Bye.